My brother has been kept back almost a year now. Yes, he makes bad decisions, and yes, sometimes he does not care. But he is still my brother. The brother that used to chase me around the house and try to bite me, but I would never fight back. The brother that I would set up all the games for, and he would never play. Yes, I can see he tries sometimes, and yes, I can see he wants to learn. But he can't, because he's been kept back. I've never had these problems. I've never had friends influencing me to drink or do drugs. I've never had difficulty learning things. I'm by no means perfect. But for him, with these problems, the last thing he needs is to have less time. Hang on. The last thing he needs is to be kept out of class or school. If anything, he needs more time, not less. He doesn't need to be pushed through the system, broken by it, until he gives up. Yes, it would be embarrassing staying back until you're 21, but if you can't string a sentence together or do basic maths, then what's the point? It becomes like a melanoma. If you ignore it, carry on with your life, it becomes worse, and like a cancer, spreads through your body to other parts of your life. But if you deal with it early on and fix it, then it won't be such a problem. But suspending a child for not doing his work so he can go home and not do work, because suspension just takes the problem home. Now, I don't want to sound overly mean, well I do, but with a purpose. But I don't want to sound overly mean or nasty, well I do with context. However, the parents who of these children are often suspended are either the cause or slight cause of their child's attitudes for getting them suspended. I've heard of multiple occasions where a teacher has called up someone and told the mother or father that little Billy has been suspended for playing games in class, and the parent has responded with, oh, what, so he gets 3 days off now to play COD? Because suspension lies with the idea that parents can properly punish their own children, and in modern society that isn't the case. So Billy gets a slap on the wrist and gets to play COD for 3 days, then returns home having gotten away with anything, with no reason not to wash, rinse, repeat. So until parents can properly discipline their children, out-of-school suspension is an empty cause. Are we not told in life to take problems head-on and not to avoid them? So we must face this problem head-on. If you are suspending students for not doing work and disrupting others, it's mainly because they're bored or they don't understand. They're the ones that need the most attention, not less. There is no point refining gold if your iron is impure and rusted, and ignoring it is not going to make it any better. The worst of these travesties, however, is that it goes on your permanent record. When a business calls up to your school to get a report on you, and they say, oh, he was suspended 20 times over your school career, you might not get that job. That could hamper your chances in life. Not getting a job because you were bored and disrupted a bit. Now that's a little extreme, potentially ruining somebody's life for being bored because the teacher is boring. Are we going to descend to a society that every slight mishap or thing that you do is recorded and scrutinized for when you get a job? We cannot and must not support the system that ignores its own flaws and inaccuracies, for it only degrades the standards of those who use it. Degrades the standard of those who use it. So in a way, I don't feel like my brother is deserving to be the main topic of my speech for my possibly only chance to be uploading stuff to TED, but keeping him back in so many others doesn't help him, his future, or his dreams.